DoorDash Girl is facing 8 years in prison now after filming a naked customer and claiming she was assaulted. The police investigated, found zero evidence of assault, and discovered she pushed open his door, filmed him passed out on his couch, and posted it online for millions of views, and then played victim when she got arrested. We're about to break down how clout chasing turned into felony charges. Let's get into it.
They just fired me, and the police are doing nothing! I lost my job! That was my only way to make money to pay my bills!
This TikTok DoorDash driver just went from viral victim to felony defendant after she came online, saying that she was SA'd on the job, and now she's facing years in prison for the video that she posted herself.
3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver.
No, you
the
weren't.
DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. Their front door was wide open, their lights were on, they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me.
Well, as it turns out, that's not exactly what happened. If you need a perfect example of how fast a viral victim story can flip upside down, this is it. Because this video was posted in mid-October by Olivia Henderson, or IRL Monster Hideall on TikTok, and she went viral pretty fast.
Or crazy white girl. You can see it in her eyes.
As a DoorDash driver who claimed that she was SA'd on the job. And now, as of last week, she's been arrested, charged with 2 felonies, and could be facing years in prison. And depending on who you ask, she's either a woman who reported a traumatic event or someone who turned a drunk sleeping customer into content and then lied about it for clout.
I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer, and then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me, which doesn't seem unrelated. They didn't even provide me a reason for my deactivation. They're supposed to send an email, they didn't, and within 12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal. DoorDash deactivated me. DoorDash punished me for exposing my assaulter, and TikTok is currently punishing me for exposing my story time. I also reported this to the police, and the police are doing nothing. I was assaulted. I lost my job. I'm the victim.
Yeesh. So this whole thing just starts back in October 20th in Oswego, New York. Olivia was delivering an order for DoorDash, and according to her, the customer had asked for the food to be left at the front door. She said that she walked up to the house and found the front door wide open, lights on, and the customer lying on his couch with his pants and underwear pulled down to his ankles. She described him as fully exposed and said that she'd been put in danger simply by doing her job. Now, obviously, that's not an ideal situation to witness on the job, but it could also be explained as a guy who got super drunk, ordered some Wendy's, and then passed out before it got there. Not a great look, but I don't think it's illegal to do that, especially because he was in his own house and he wanted the order at his front door. But more
Which he even said to the cops and some of the stuff I read that he had gone out for a crazy night of drinking the night before.
on that later. So in her first series of videos, she told the story with the tone of someone who was still shaking from what happened. She said everything was caught on camera. She also said that she didn't want this to happen to any other women, which is why she came forward with this story on TikTok. And with
That's why they always post it. I don't want this to happen to anyone else, so I've got to put my experience online. I'm the helpful one.
the video, she also reported this to DoorDash and the police, and her initial post grabbed more than 22 million views for a brief moment, and TikTok seemed ready to rally around her. But that didn't last long, because within days, TikTok removed her video for violating community guidelines, and the talk around her started changing, because she posted more videos saying that TikTok kept trying to silence her. And then she said that DoorDash fired her for reporting an incident, and she said the police were punishing her instead of helping her. So see, that seems odd when 3 entities are suddenly going against her at once. What's going on? One of the biggest points in chaos
Exactly. She's crying about being assaulted, but she's the one facing charges, guys. That tells you everything. The first red flag in this video, when the victim gets arrested, they were never the victim. If you were actually assaulted, you don't end up with felony charges. The fact that police investigated and charged her means the story fell apart immediately. But she posted the crying video first to control that narrative before anyone could actually fact check. Classic manipulation that only a red-haired white girl could do.
of this entire story is the debate over whether Olivia actually walked up to an already open door or pushed it open herself. In the first video, she insisted the door was actually wide open when she arrived, meaning the guy on purpose left his door open for her. Thus, as she claims, he left himself exposed for her to see. But pretty fast, other creators started putting out screenshots that showed that she had quietly deleted an earlier version of that video, one that showed her nudging the door open before panning to the sleeping guy on the couch. And the original clip was—
Oh, so there it is, guys. She pushed the door open and entered his home while he was passed out on the couch. That is definitely a red flag right there.
Version of that video, one that showed her nudging the door open before panning to the sleeping guy on the couch. And the original clip was deleted, but I don't think this has anything to do with TikTok silencing her here, because she posted a video of a dude laying there exposed on his couch in his own house, and she posted it for millions of people online to see. I don't know about you guys, but I think the video got deleted because of that. So obviously that's not allowed on the platform, hence why I can't show the clip here. But there were these side-by-side screenshots that started popping up of whether the door was closed or left open. Either way, dude is in his own house, so is this illegal? No. But my main question is, why is she walking around in this dude's house? Like, drop the food on the doormat, take a picture, and move on to your next order. You don't need to be, hello? There's no reason to play Resident Evil in someone's house. This whole situation doesn't make sense whatsoever. Did she just use this as a ploy for attention? How is it hard to understand to not walk into someone's house and post a video of them laying naked on their couch to millions of people on the internet? That's just so unacceptable. But I think one of the reasons this whole thing went so viral, other than the fact this girl's thought process.
Well, you are right. She is crazy, and she didn't film for safety. She invaded his privacy for that content. If you feel unsafe, you'd leave the food and go, or just take the food and not even drop it off. You don't push someone's door open, film them naked, and post it online. She wanted viral content. She got that 22 million views, but guess what? The pennies she probably made from monetized TikTok is probably not worth it. 8 years in prison for some money on TikTok?
Process is borderline crazy is that no one could agree about the push door or was the door wide open. And I mean, I get why there's a hang up here, because if she actually, you know, pushed the door open to record a guy just laying there in his house and then, you know, turned herself into the victim, she's insane. And then we for sure have another member of the Hall of Fame of Influencer Morons. At this point, I need to start holding introduction ceremonies for these kinds of idiots, because I should be starting my videos like, welcome to the newest idiot who's now facing jail time for some social media content. Because at this rate, I'd say a lot of my videos are kind of like that. Anyway, people were arguing about the lighting, angles, wood grain, everything. But this is where the story took a life of its own, because while she was telling millions of people that DoorDash and TikTok were trying to bury her truth, police were piecing together a version of the events that looked very different from what she originally stated online. Because eventually, the police stepped in with their own findings, citing Ring doorbell footage that reportedly showed her opening the door herself. Ma'am, why did you do that? So, ladies and gentlemen, they got her.
Sir, I have your DoorDash. Oh, ew! I'm a victim!
Number one, why would you ever do this to begin with? And number two, why would you do this when there's a Ring doorbell camera right there next to the door that you're opening? Like, did you not think he was going to review the footage after you exposed him to millions of people online with his pants down? What did
She probably hoped that he didn't have a TikTok and would never see it.
you think was going to happen? Either way, according to the police in Oswego, the man in the video was not sitting there waiting to expose himself to the delivery driver. He was sleeping and drunk, lying on his couch with no idea what was going on. And thankfully for him, the doorbell camera footage reportedly showed her opening the door herself, which does not add up with her story. So DoorDash then finally responded with its own statement. Without naming her, they said they take these kind of reports extremely seriously, and they never deactivate someone for reporting it, full stop. But they said that posting the video of a customer inside of their home along with their personal details was a clear violation of their policies. They said that was the reason her account was deactivated, and they deactivated the customer's account too while they were investigating. And they also added that she still had full access to her money. Then everything hit a wall on November 10th, because that's when officers arrested Olivia Henderson and charged her with 2 counts of Class E felonies: unlawful surveillance and dissemination of an unlawful surveillance image. And these charges usually apply to people who secretly record others in private settings, bathrooms, bedrooms, changing rooms, that kind of thing. But the legal idea is the same. Recording someone inside of their home when they have an expectation of privacy is criminal, even if the camera is technically outside of the door. Police said that she filmed a sleeping person and posted it publicly, which is exactly what these laws are written for. So the bottom line is, police found no proof of SA, and the man was asleep.
Police found 0 evidence of assault. None, because it never happened. Red flag number 3, DoorDash girl. False accusations destroy lives. We've seen this a lot with our other content. This man was asleep in his own home, passed out, drunk from a fun night with friends. And now his naked body is on the internet, attached to fake assault allegations. I've seen the actual videos that are on Twitter where they don't censor that stuff, and it's crazy. There's Poor little pecker is out there on the internet. She ruined his reputation for clout, and now she's facing felony surveillance charges and possible sex offender registry. Actions have consequences, my dudes.
And Olivia admitted the instructions for her order said to leave the food at the door, not inside of the home as she filmed. Her last TikTok was posted on October 26th, right after she said that she was being punished for reporting what happened. After the arrest, she didn't post anything at all. No defense, no clarification, no follow-up about what she plans to say in court. Her current next hearing is on December 4th, and depending on how the judge sees all the evidence, she could be looking at a whole lot of time here. And this can range from probation to years in state prison, because it looks like a Class C felony in New York can carry up to 4 years, and she's charged with 2 Class C felonies, so that could be a combined maximum of 8 years in prison.
Well, we all know, because she's a girl and a nobody, she probably doesn't have a record. She'll probably get off because some liberal judge in New York will just let them off, no problem. She'll get no time, maybe probation at most. I thought she already got charged. Gonna do some more research here.
Either way,
yeah.
It's no longer a he said, she said, and it's definitely not a conspiracy that TikTok doesn't want you to hear about. This is a criminal case with evidence and surveillance footage that was provided by the perpetrator, yet again, for clout. How does this keep on happening? Now, obviously, gig workers deal with real risks every day. Yes, women face real threats with entering private spaces alone. And yes, some companies have absolutely punished workers for speaking up. But if you film someone in their own home, post it online, accuse them of a crime that the police say never happened, and then you claim that you're being silenced when the platform you're on takes you down, you're in for it.
I was working. I was literally working, and they deactivated me. This is related. They just punished me for posting about my while door dashing. They just fired me, and the police are doing nothing. I lost my job. That was my only way to make money to pay
Well, the police are doing something. They're arresting you.
my bills.
I'm just saying that's not advocacy. That's just clout chasing. So it'll be interesting to see what actually happens in December, and I'll keep you guys posted as more details come out. So feel free to subscribe if you're new, drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
If you're not subscribed to Atozy already, make sure you check them out. So what did we learn here today, guys? Don't film people without consent, lie about assault, enter their home uninvited, and then post it online for views. Don't do any of those things, please. This woman just threw away her entire future, hopefully. 8 years in prison, felony record, all because she couldn't just leave food at the door. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're new to the channel. And also check out my Discord and social media down below. That's all for today, folks. Hope you're having a good one. Peace out and amen.